discussing topics on Mapeh, grade 9. Again, Maferific and good morning to all grade 9 Mabini who are now in. First on the attendance list, we have John Michael Catalan, followed by Albria May Oligario. We have here Kian Muharani. And last but not the least, as of the moment, who drop her attendance here in our live chat is Althea Denise Leopango. Yan. So sa lahat ng mga kapapasok lang, please drop your attendance in our live chat box. Okay. By simply typing the word ready to learn mapping. Again, mega terrific good morning to all grade 9 Mabini. We have here also, we just drop her attendance. We have Krista Venice Salazar. Okay. We have here also in the house Ivan Vidal. We have here also Eliza Janine Alejandro. Maferific to all of you guys. Just stay put and just stay around and let's wait for the others to drop their attendance right here. So mega love shout out sa lahat ng nangungunang 10 learners who are now in. We have here also John Patrick Sia is in the house, ready to learn Mapeh with us. We have also here Michael Josh Simbulan. Ayan, nagsidatingan na sila. For today's session, we are going to have basic assessment, post-activity, written activity with regards with the basic steps of festival dances here in the Philippines. Let's have to take on the different dance steps and dance patterns interconnected with locomotor movements and non-locomotor movements. So please get ready with the post-activity with a little sort of assessment, guys, and as well as on your written activity. Bawal po yung all capital letters or all caps lock. Ayan. Or else you will be visible or invisible in the live chat. Again, inuulit ko po, whenever that you are going to submit your answers afterwards for your written activity participation, don't forget not to type all capital letters or all caps lock. We have here also Aliyah Simasho. And we have also here in the house now is Carmela Ilagan and Sal Adriu. Again, Maperific, good morning to all grade 9 Mabini who are in now. As I check your drop attendance, we have here 21 learners, Mapeh learners from grade 9 Mabini who are in now. So, if you are still here listening with me, guys, please type Maperific if you are now ready to listen with our discussion. And afterwards, we are going to have some sort of assessment, post activity, and as well as written activity here in our session. Again, grade 9 MAPEL learners from grade 9 Mabini, please type Maperific, the word Maperific if you are ready. And are you, if you test whether you are still here listening with me? So nandito na sila, ready na. Nangunguna si Kian Moharani. Okay, so as I can see, it seems that everybody are now ready. Mega love shout out again to all 29 Mapeh learners who are in from grade 9 Mabini of Senator Renato Compañero Cayetano Memorial Science and Technology High School, Taguig City. Ayan. So for today's session, we are going to discuss first on the different ways on how we are going to achieve dance steps and dance patterns of the different festival dances in the Philippines. Ayan. Ayan, sorry guys for the interruption. We just have technical difficulties as of now. Ayan, so mega love shout out din sa lahat ng mga nakaka-experience of this interruption this time. Ayan. So anyway, let's continue. As I have said a while back that there are two ways on how we are going to achieve dance steps and dance patterns of the different festival dances in the Philippines. So we have here, first is the locomotor movements. So when we talk about locomotor movements, these are movements that allow you to move from one point in space to another. So these are movements that allow you to move from one point in space to another. Ayan, so talagang nawawala tayo, guys. Okay, so anyway, let's continue. As I have said a while back that locomotor came from the words locos, that's Locos, which means place, and motor, which means movement. So if we are going to do locomotor movements, we are going to move in one place to another. And by having such motion, okay, or movement, we could able to move to one place to another. So those are being called as locomotor movements. So there are some preparatory movement or movements that we are going to do in order to achieve or in order to do locomotor movements. First, we have here the step. This is the basis of all locomotor movements, and it prepares you to move in any direction you wish to go. So it is defined as transfer of weight from one foot to the other. If you are going to try it one, if you try one, you're going to stand with your weight equally distributed to both of your feet. Now, let your right foot carry it all. So if you got it, that's what you call a step. Second preparatory movement under locomotor movements is walk. So series of steps executed by both of your feet alternately in any direction, and in executing a walk, observe that there's this movement when both feet are in contact with the ground while one foot supports the weight and transfers it to the other. So that's a walk. So aside from step and walk, we have also run. So the series of walks executed quickly in any direction wherein only one foot stays on the ground while the other is off the ground. So that's a run. So the last preparatory movement under locomotor movements is the so-called jump. So this movement is simply described by having both feet lose its contact with the ground, and there are 5 ways to do it. First, take off from one foot and land on the same. Second, take off from one foot and land on the other. Third one, take off from one foot and land on both feet. Fourth one, take off from both feet and land on one foot. And the last but not the least, ways on how to do jump is take off from both feet and land on both. So those are the locomotor movements, which is being termed as the preparatory movements in all basic dance steps and dance patterns. You just take note, guys, that we have a lot of locomotor movements, but then we have just 4 preparatory movements under locomotor movements that we could able to apply and use in forming basic steps and dance patterns of the different festivals in the Philippines. Another one, if locomotor will allow you to move from one point in space to another, we have here also an opposite of locomotor, which is the non-locomotor movements. So these are movements that are performed in one point in space without transferring to another point. Okay. So not unlike on the locomotor, you are going to transfer one point to another. Here naman, you are being intact in one space, okay, or in one point. So they don't allow you to transfer. So also they don't allow you to move from one place to the other. So these movements includes first We have flexion. That's Flexion. So this is or it is the act of decreasing the angle of a joint. So another term for flexion is to bend. If you bend a joint, like your elbow or knee, you are performing flexion. Again, flexion is another term for bending. Another non-locomotor movement, we have extension. Okay? When we say extension, this is the opposite of flexion. So you are extending or increasing the angle of the joint. So another term for extension is stretching. A muscle movement done with or when it shortens, narrows, or tightens using sufficient amount of energy in the execution. So that is how contraction is being made. Another one is release. A muscle movement opposite to contraction done when it let goes or get let looses of being held into a shortening movement. Okay? So you just take note, movements interconnected for all ways on how to come up with this different non-locomotor movements. Okay? So that is release. Another one is the so-called collapse. Okay? If you do collapse in forming basic steps and dance patterns, this is to deliberately drop the exertion of energy into a body segment. Another one is recover. Okay? Before we go to recover, when we say collapse, that is slowly going back to the basic steps, okay? Then attention position before you're going to proceed with the shifting of steps. So when we say recover here, another term for recover next to collapse is the opposite of this term collapse. So this is to regain the energy exerted into a body segment. When we are when we are going to regain energy in order to perform dance step is that is a preparatory movement on shifting another dance step or dance pattern. Just like for example, step 1, step 2, then basic step. Then next to it is you're going to shift and you're going to recover your energy in executing dance step number 3, number 4, and so on. Okay? So that's recover. That is regaining energy. Another one is the so-called rotation. When we say rotation, to rotate is to move body segment allowing it to complete a circle with its motion. So it's not only limited to circumduction, which is done in the ball and socket joints. Rather, rotation can also be done in wrist, waist, knees, and ankles. If you remember during your virtual presentation, you've been presenting hand twisting, okay? Then wrist rotation, knees rotation, and ankle rotation for your warm-up activities. So in forming also dance steps and dance pattern, rotation is also utilized and used. Okay? Again, that is to rotate, to move a body segment, allowing to complete a circle with its motion. Okay. Uh, the last but not the least under non-locomotor movement is twist or twisting. That is to move a body segment from an axis halfway front or back or quarter to the right or left, as in twisting of the neck, allowing the head of the face right or left, and the like. So there are two ways on how we are going to do twisting. First one is pivot and turns. We have, when we talk about pivoting, that is to change the position of the feet or any part of the body that carries the body's weight, allowing the body to face in a less than 360 degrees turn. And when we say turning or turns, that is to move in a turning movement with the base of support, usually a pointed foot. The other race, while the equilibrium is maintained until the completion of the turns. So again, for all of those movements terms are only applicable, as I have said a while ago, there are a lot of locomotor movements, but there are only four we are going to utilize and use in order for you to form dance patterns and dance steps in different festival in the Philippines. So again, for the preparatory movements under locomotor movements are step, walk, run, and jump. And for the non-locomotor movements, we have 8 movements that we have here. Flexion, another term for bending. Extension, for another term for stretching. Contraction, that is to shorten and narrows and tightens using sufficient amount of energy in the execution. We have here also release, that is a contraction opposite when wherein it loses being held into shortening of movement. We have here collapse, that is exertion of energy into a body segment, or that is the drop of exertion. Recover, that is regaining energy. When we say rotation, that is allowing complete circle with its motion, most especially on wrist, waist, knees, and ankles. And the last one for non-locomotor movements is twisting, in which it allows the body segment in an axis halfway front back or even quarter right or left, and a twisting neck, allowing head face right or the left, and the like. So there are two ways. You just take that there are two ways on how to do twisting. That is pivoting and turning. Okay. So for that, may we have the first process, question, or activity that we are going to have here? Are you still with me, guys? You type ready for the assessment. You type the word ready, guys. Come on. Hello, grade 9 Mabini, if you are still here. Ayan, so nangunguna si John Michael Catalan. Ayan, ready na si John Michael. How about the others, guys? Don't just drop your attendance and you just leave. Okay? Nakikita kayo dito sa screen ko, guys. Yung mga nagli-leave dyan at kung saan pupunta at babalik na lang kung gusto. Ayan. Don't ever do that, guys. Nakikita kayo dito sa screen. You are being recorded because we are using the live chat here. The time When you leave, the time you go back is still recorded here. Ayan. Nasaan na yung mga 29 na nag-drop ng attendance nila kanina? Bakit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bakit 12 na lang yung naiwan out of 9? 21. Ayan, meron humahabol. Napapasok lang yata ni James Riambilio. Bakit ready to learn Mapeh ang ano niya? O, saan na mga iba guys? Okay, so we have here already the first process question that we are going to answer. How to achieve basic dance steps and patterns of festival dances or dance. Again, answer the first process question. It is also flashed in your screen. You're going to answer how to achieve dance steps and dance patterns of festival dance. Okay, time starts now. Grade 9 Mabini. Good luck. Again, for those who just came in, you please drop your attendance by simply type the word ready to learn Mapeh for your attendance and answer the first process questions that we Okay, so I go over na already to your submitted answers, guys, and I already given you some extra points credit for this. Okay, for the last drop of your attendance, please type enjoy learning Mapeh. Again, type enjoy learning Mapeh as your last draft for your attendance if you are still here, guys. I'm going to give extra points credits for today's session. Lahat ng mga team dulo at lahat ng mga nag-stay sa ating live session for today. Again, kung sino man yung nandito pa, yan. So nangunguna si Oligario Albina May. Thank you for staying up to the end of the session. Siya na lang bang nandito, guys? Again, may we have the last drop of your attendance by simply type the word enjoy learning Mapeh. Ayan. So, andito pa rin si John Patrick Sia. Thank you for staying up to the end, John Patrick. Also with Janine, Eliza Janine, we have Aliyah and Sophia. Ayan. Lilima na lang bang nag-stay dito, guys? Saan ang mga iba? So, andito din si Chris Javanese Salazar. Ayan. Saan mga iba pa? Anim na lang bang nag-stay dito hanggang sa dulo? Okay, so we have here also Gabriel Paulo. John Michael Catalan is also here. Ayan, last drop na lang, guys. It's already time. Ayan, kayo na lang ba ang naiiwan at bukod na pinagpala hanggang sa dulo? Okay, anyway, grade 9 Mabini. Okay, humabol si Jeremy Mulato. Ayan. Anyway, grade 9 Mabini, thank you so much sa pag-stay sa ating another live learning session with me on my new learning platform. And join me next time in embracing education in a new normal way. This is Sir Philip signing off for today's session. Till next of the learning session, guys. Thank you so much. Grade 9 Mabini of Senator Renato Compañero Cayetano Memorial Science and Technology High School, Taguig City. Again, I'm Sir Felix signing off for today's session. Keep safe, everyone. God bless and goodbye.